going up, going up, 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 up. Going up, going up, going up, 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 up.
We're going higher, going higher. As we aspire, build our fantasies, put people together.
Bang, bang, bang.
It's only up from
It take time to reminisce on the richness of our history from the beginning. From the people who came through sugar and change, emancipation through revolution. More than the speck upon the globe, more than the ice cream and gold, much more than the nutmeg and the clove. Tell the world we are Grenadians.
Three islands united as one, blessed with the strength to carry on. We're more than just that island in the sun. Tell the world we are Grenadians.
Higher, 50 years we're blessed with force and fire. Oh, you mean? We going up, going up, going up, 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 going up, going up, going up, 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 up. Yes, fire. Till that Panthers won't be put together. Going up, going up, going up.
I want to welcome you to the Hub. Again, another opportunity that you and I have to engage meaningfully using radio and social media to connect. I want to encourage those on Facebook and YouTube. Please share the live. Sharing is caring. When you do, you give your friends on your page the opportunity to be a part of the audience or to even chime in. So please go ahead and share the live. I want to say to those who are listening via the radio and those who are viewing on the different platforms, the budget left the NNP in disarray. They just don't know how to attack the NDC after all the presentations, after hearing about the goodies that are contained in the 2024 budget. So as a result, those on the opposition side have decided to go on some personal attacks. So they cannot debate issues. They cannot have a conversation about what is contained within the budget, the substance of the budget. Yes, you may agree, and also you could disagree, but they are not able to have that level of conversation to wow you, to excite you, to cause you to want to listen. Instead, they have disintegrated and degenerated into this petty personal attacks. So they've attacked our beloved Prime Minister, his parents, and I'll play a piece for you momentarily. They've attacked the Honorable Delma Thomas because she came clean again, because she spoke from her heart again. So they continue to attack personally. They're not about substance. They're not about, let's discuss health and what is contained therein. Let's talk about education. Let's talk about housing. Let's talk about infrastructure. Let's talk about agriculture. Let's talk about youth, sports, and culture. Let us speak about the substance within that budget statement. And then you had the different presentations or debates. So I am asking myself, but why? Why are they not talking about the 25% bonus for all public officers come the end of this month? Why they're not talking about the minimum wage adjustment that will take effect January the 1st, 2024? Why they're not talking about the 13% increase in salaries for public officers and fringe benefits that they will continue to get? Why they're not talking about the $22.5 million given to TAMCC lecturers and faculty after being in the sun under the NNP, protesting for what was rightfully theirs? Why they're not talking about the $12,000 that will be added to doctors' salary, $1,000 every month for 2024? Why they're not talking about the $6,000 to be added or to continue, because they started that process this year, to continue on the salaries of nurses, $500 every month? Why they're not talking about the free hot meals to be given to students at primary and secondary school level instead of their parents having to find the money to pay for them to get lunch on a daily basis? They will be given a hot meal free. Why they're not talking about the free tuition for students at TAMCC and NULO, $810? Why they're not talking about the passports that will move from 5 years in terms of the life of that travel document to move to 10 years for the same money, $250. So you will be saving $250. Why they're not talking about the increase for Imani trainees? Why they're not talking about the increase for seed beneficiaries? Why they're not talking about the JUMP program, where internet access will be provided for households without and a device, in particular a laptop, and training will be provided for that particular household to use that device to access the internet? Why are they not talking about the WASH program, where indoor bathroom and toilet facilities will be provided for people without, households without, so no longer would they have to use the pit latrines? Why they're not talking about the title that will be given to people who occupy Crown lands for more than 10 years? Why are they not talking about access to pipe-borne water for families who have been renting or maybe have family members who passed away and they cannot get title to the land, so as a result, they're without pipe-borne water? Why they're not talking about the $1.2 million that was docked from the salaries of teachers under the NNP and was given back by the NDC? Why they're not talking about the $75.1 million that was paid out to pensioners who matched the streets of St. George's, Grenville, Hillsborough, Grove, Sotez, demanding that they get their pension and their gratuity? The NNP refused to give them their pension and gratuity, and the NDC came in and gave them their pension and gratuity in the sum of $75.1 million. Why they're not talking about the regularization of workers in 3 phases? Why they're not talking about the spice replanting program, where we are now planting back our nutmegs, our cloves, our cinnamon, our pimentos, just name it, even black pepper. We are planting back our spices. Why they're not talking about the decrease in the price of gasoline and diesel? Why they're not talking about the new climate smart hospital, the mere fact that we have gotten the lands already for such a major project? Why they're not talking about the hiring of new doctors and recruiting of police officers? Why they're not talking about the deal that was brokered between the government of Grenada and Naguib Sawiris, where he will take up the Kimpton Kiwana Bay project and turn it into the hotel that it ought to be? Why they're not talking about the expansion of Camahon Park, where we will be getting 5 more acres added to our green space on Grandlands Beach? Why they're not talking about the $15.1 million in the CES program, where 500 plus Grenadians received grant assistance to start their own business, to expand their business, to employ more people? Why they're not talking about Project 500, where 500 Grenadian-style houses will be constructed? Why they're not talking about the 100% given to the creatives, young people in that particular industry, so that they can ply their trade, so that they can continue to work, have their livelihood, and not only that, save significant amount, 100% concession given to them. Why they're not talking about 100 creatives who received scholarships to attend TAMCC? Why they're not talking about the 6,000 plus Grenadians, home and abroad, who benefited from the tax amnesty that the government put in place? Why they're not talking about the unemployment rate that fell from 28.4% to 11.9%? Why they're not talking about the mere fact that the IMF and international organizations have projected that Grenada's economy will grow significantly come 2024? Why they're not talking about this? Why they're not talking about the salary increases for all MPs, not just those on the government side? Why they're not talking about increases for senators, all senators, not just those on government side? Why they're not talking about the $120,000 to be given to every constituency, not just those on the government side? The $10,000 per month constituency allowance. Why they're not talking about the new schools to be constructed and to be refurbished? Why they're not talking about the new medical, why they're not talking about the medical stations that were renovated and those that will be renovated? Why they're not talking about the community centers that were renovated and those to be renovated? Why they're not talking about the plenty lifts that we have now to and from Grenada? Why those opposition forces are not talking about that? Why they don't have appetite for such a discussion? Because they just don't like good for Grenada. They don't want Grenada to succeed. They don't want you to become prosperous. They don't want a better life for you and your family. The opposition forces fail to realize that Grenadians want good for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. But instead, they are attacking people personally. They went as far as to attack the Prime Minister's mother. If you didn't hear, let me play for you that attack on the Prime Minister's mother and his grandmother.
If Deacon mother was rich, and I don't know his mother, and I don't know his grandmother, but if Deacon mother was rich, she didn't have to work. If she inherited millions, Deacon grandmother was poor. Deacon grandparents was poor. And all the members of the politicians on that side, their grandparents was poor. Some of them poor like church mice. The members of the NDC, some of them did well in school because of the poor parents. They got an opportunity to go to university because of the government scholarships.
Right. So, folks, I am saying to you, that is where the debate is at with the opposition forces in this country. So no longer can they have a debate on the issues. They cannot talk about the issues, but instead personal attacks and who mother was poor and who grandmother was poor. That is the level of debate on the opposition side in this country. And it must worry you because we want to move forward. We want to develop as a country. And this is where these people are at. Sad, but I thought it's important to play that so you can hear for yourself. But they did not stop with the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell's mom or grandmother. They also attack my very good friend. In fact, they call in a number 10 because they couldn't handle the fact that she was honest. She was real.
To bastardize the man. What did he do to you? Nothing. The other young girl that you, yes you been trying to court to join you where you are. You realize that she didn't take your bait? She didn't take your bait. You ever ask yourself why? Because she have a bit of decency about her. You have none. You have no decency about you. After you went to the United States of America, the first time you went there, it was Keith Mitchell buy your ticket. Yeah. The first time you went there, it was Keith Mitchell that bought your ticket. And I tell you something that you don't know, you know. And remember, I ain't calling names this morning, eh? Only name I'm calling is Keith Mitchell. Yeah. But I tell you something that you don't know. There is a lady, and remember I say lady here, there is a lady in St. Andrews, a prominent figure in St. Andrews. When you were selected by Keith Mitchell, the lady said, Keith Mitchell, wrong choice. The lady said that to him. Wrong choice. That people and them do good. Keith Mitchell, however, decided, nah. You can't do that. The lady is good. We just have to help her. So help you went ahead and help you.
Right. So that is where the debate is on the opposition side of things. Right? That is where they're at in the gutter. They are not interested in talking about the good things that are happening in this country. They're not. They don't want you to hear about the good things that are happening in Grenada. They're focused on personal attacks. They're focused on concocting stories to make this person look bad or that person look bad. They're going after these people personally. But Grenadians are not interested in that. Grenadians want to know that their lives are being, always improving or constantly improving. We want good for you. We want you to have a better standard of living, better conditions in education, in health, in youth, in sports, agriculture. We just want good across the board in information communication technology, and we can go on and on and on. Grenadians are not interested in that level of discourse. But that is what they have on their platforms, and that is what they have been doing, attacking people personally. Why they attack my good friend? Because her presentation was very detailed, very straight to the point. And let me just play aspects of that for you at this point.
I will sing praise unto thy name forever, that I may daily perform my vows. Mr. Speaker, I stand here today to give what will be my debut presentation since the last election on the other side. And so I stand, Mr. Speaker, to give my unconditional support to the estimates of revenues and expenditure as presented by the Minister of Finance last Monday. Mr. Speaker, those measures presented here last Monday had people written all over it. It was people-centered measures, Mr. Speaker, aimed at developing and transforming all our people, including the people of St. Andrew Northwest who are here in the numbers today. The budget is for you. And Mr. Speaker, I recall after the budget, the media outside interviewing, and a cheap attempt to put down the Minister of Finance because there was nothing to comment about. We heard inarticulate. We're not doing dictation. We are not doing English language, Mr. Speaker. We are presenting a budget for the people of matinee. So if you have to comment, what the media was asking is for you to comment on the content. And Mr. Speaker, as if it wasn't bad enough, we saw the rebuttal. In most parts, it was like a comic performance on a stage with a bored audience. Mr. Speaker, before I get into the meat of the presentation, I think it is very important for me to first give God a high note of praise and thanks for keeping me and protecting me in that period. You know, it was not easy. And so I want to thank the people of St. Andrew Northwest. And today you show it with your support how powerful you are. You have supported me and you have carried me. And so as I stand here, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the entire St. Andrew Northwest, please permit me to call some names, Mr. Speaker. I know one lady present in the audience would not like me to call her name, but I must call her name. You see, Mr. Speaker, after the death of Francis Mahan, I realized that you have to give your people the flowers while they are alive. And so when I got involved in frontline politics in 2007, I met a lady who was always involved in politics in the constituency of St. Andrew Northwest, called Ms. Deslyn Peters. She was a frontliner for the New National Party, a foundation member. And she was also the advisor, not advisor, but the personal assistant for the former MP for the New National Party. And she rallied with me during those periods. But moreover, Mr. Speaker, we ran that first election and we lose. And you may ask, how relevant is that with the budget presented? I will tell you, Mr. Speaker, because right in the budget, you are hearing that we have a two-thirds majority here because of money. I'm not sure who they're talking about because it just can't be me. And so I want to say to Deslyn Peters how much I love you for the support you have given me over the years. And in 2008, when we lost the election, and my children were very small, and at that time, if anything about money, then that's the time I had to be looking for money because the only person that was working was my husband. Now, all I have for children, if you look in the audience, you will see adults. So I do not have to be taking money from anybody. But, Mr. Speaker, it tells you of the kind of people you're dealing with. And so, Deslyn, I want to put on record my thanks to you for rallying with me, not only during in opposition. We walk every nook and cranny in the constituency when we lose the election. When I did not have anything to eat at some times, we shared what we have. And so I want to say to you, I thank you. And so, to be standing on the other side and trying, after 15 years of saying I was the best, from hero to zero, Mr. Speaker, but we'll continue. I want to thank the prayer warriors across Grenada because I knew something was happening. People were praying for me in those difficult times. And everywhere I go, I went to St. Patrick's and they said, a group of us met last night and we prayed for you. I went to St. George's in a convention and they said, we prayed for you. And my spiritual mother, Sister Foster, who's not no political person, but she's here to support me, she was praying and carrying me every time. And for that, I am grateful. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank my family. You see, Mayor Angelo said, when they show you who they are the first time, believe them. Because I ran in 2008, as I said, and I lost. And I went through hell. Nobody knew that before. I was treated with scant courtesy because I was begging then, Mr. Speaker. I was a beggar then. And I cried for days during that period, but I stuck with the New National Party, came back, walked, Mr. Speaker. Even at a time when everybody else ran away from the New National Party, I stayed, me and the former MP of St. Andrew North East, who is now the General Secretary. We went from constituency to constituency. Some people decided they're not going back again because it was bad then. But we continue to work. Small children, nothing. Mortgage to pay, but we continue to work. I wasn't hungry more then. I did not want money then, Mr. Speaker, because I was working for the New National Party. And so, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank my husband and my children who have given me all the support during those periods. And even now, more support, Mr. Speaker. And so I want to thank you. Mr. Speaker, let me get into the real debate. Debating the budget, Mr. Speaker. And as I said, I felt very proud to be a member of this side after the presentation. I felt happy that I made a choice when the Honorable Prime Minister, Deacon and Miss Thomas Mitchell, invited me to a meeting 4 hours long. And as I said before, you heard the whole story, so I'm not going to go back to the story to waste my time. But I was happy that I accepted and joined the government. And I want to reiterate here, Mr. Speaker, when I met with the Honorable Prime Minister, we had no discussion about any job for me, any remuneration package for me. Just how I joined the New National Party in 2007, left my teaching job after 14 years without no package. I didn't accept no package when I joined the New National Party. I joined because I wanted to serve the people. I wanted to give more, Mr. Speaker, and I joined the NNP. That's how I accepted. When the Honorable Prime Minister met and spoke with me, I didn't ask him anything about my children because I believe my children can handle themselves. They are adults, and we know how to make ends meet. He can tell you that I had numerous conversations about assistance for people within the constituency of St. Andrew Northwest. Mr. Speaker, you see, I do not even have to go with this long discussion because I have a track record of serving the people of St. Andrew Northwest. And I've served them in opposition to 2008. I acted like your MP. I went to the private sector, I looked for jobs, I looked for all the different things, even when I didn't have for myself. For the last 10 years in government, the 2 terms, I represented you. I gave away even sometimes almost the whole salary. And I guess that's the reason why people believe that we had some constituency allowance. And I wonder, Mr. Speaker, what the former Speaker will say. Because I know he had so much concern in government that I was giving away everything that he had to speak to the boss. But now you're hearing that I'm greedy and I'm a hungry mouth. Let us carry on, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when I heard the Minister of Finance speak about the seed and $200, I was happy for the elderly people in the constituency of St. Andrew Northwest. I heard my honorable sister on the other side saying about the 150. Mr. Speaker, I will deal with the 150 here once and for all. And I hope at the end we do not hear anything again about this 150. Mr. Speaker, I was the Minister of Social Development in the ministry in that time when this so-called 150 was given. Mr. Speaker, I recall vividly that I was called a Sunday and told that we want to give all seed beneficiaries $150. And I started to discuss that because I understand how seed operates. The nature of seed is that you cannot give everybody across the board. It is cash transfer based on household composition. So it means that if you're going to increase seed as it is in its original form, some families will get 50, some may get 75 added to the household, some may get 100, some may get 200. Mr. Speaker, I was told it's not seed. So I say, well, if it's not seed, then maybe we should not be dealing with it. And I was back and forth. If you know me well, you know I can be a little troublesome sometimes. So the boss then realized that he's going nowhere with me. And so the Ministry of Finance, Mr. Speaker, bring some fiscal relief measures. And Mr. Speaker, the measures included $150 stimulus for all seed beneficiaries. So it was not seed, but it's 150, a COVID relief. At that time, we were giving other people, some who qualified, who did PMT and passed, and because there was no money there, they say, we'll put them, and by then you'll relook their status. People who lose their jobs through COVID, they too was given part of the stimulus. So there was two different programs. One is the 150 for existing still beneficiaries, and the other was the 450. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to speak to the two different issues. So let me take the 150 first. It says clearly, Mr. Speaker, that it was for 1 year. And the 1 year from January to December 2022. Mr. Speaker, it is Cabinet Conclusion 14 on the 3rd of January, 150. So I'm not sure if our colleagues are forgetting deliberately. I'm not sure if it's political expediency. But Mr. Speaker, I recall vividly, you know, it caught my heart.
Honorable member, just let me rob you a couple of seconds. I've appealed to the audience this morning at the start of Parliament today that the phone should either be turned off or put on silent. I keep hearing the shrills of the phone. I don't want to ask people in the balcony to leave. You have to obey the instructions of the speaker. Please try and either turn off your phone, put it on vibrate or silent, so the ministers can make the presentation. Quiet, please, honorable member.
Mr. Speaker, you know what pained my heart? Some people can tell lies. Some people, you know, when I hear everyone is joining with this 150, well, I shouldn't say everyone, but I've heard more than one members from the other side speaking about this 150 every time they get a chance. Because, Mr. Speaker, they understand how people gravitate towards things. If you repeat it over and over, people believe. And so I believe we have to repeat over and over that it was a temporary measure. It was a measure for 1 year. And so, Mr. Speaker, listen, I don't want you to get me wrong. I believe that our citizens who are vulnerable need every bit of assistance they can get. In fact, I've heard the member say she have not heard my voice, they can lose my voice, but I've done several interviews on the issue. And so I will champion, and that's the reason why I welcome the 200 for the elderly. And I'll speak of the other measures that I welcome. I will champion for continuing, for giving additional assistance to the vulnerable people. But, Mr. Speaker, as representative, we have a responsibility, and I agree. So I have no problem if the members on the other side came and say it was temporary measure, you tell the people the truth. But we believe that because of the whole COVID situation, inflation, then maybe you should continue. And you make a case for them to continue, maybe for a year, 2 years, we look whose condition get better. But don't come to the Honorable House week after week, Mr. Speaker. Have a heart for the people you say you love. Why are we lying for them? Tell them the truth, it was temporary measures. And Mr. Speaker, I recall vividly, there were two members who were not happy with the fact that you're going to give temporary measures because it was election in the air. We didn't know the date, so we didn't know it was election. But the election was coming, and we're going to give this 150 for 1 year and remove it after. And so I recall, Mr. Speaker, two members.
Very, very powerful presentation there by the Honorable Delma Thomas. I just thought I should play a piece of that tonight, right? Because it's important. That is what's causing those on the opposition side to be so uneasy. That is why they're attacking her personally. That is why they're attacking the most honorable Deacon Mitchell's mom and grandmother personally. Anytime they don't have substance to run on, they tend to go towards personal attacks. And that is what we are seeing from the opposition forces in Grenada. Because there isn't anything much they can really debate or talk about. so many good things are happening for our people in the country. People are happy. In fact, today, some colleagues said to me, people are spending money. People are buying stuff. People are preparing. People are, the economy is buoyant. It's liquid. And people are feeling it. People are seeing it. So they cannot speak about substance or speak on substance, but instead personal attacks, which is really, really sad. But that is what they are good at. And that is why they're isolated. They're lonely. And I'll show you a little short video, a little piece of how lonely a particular individual is. And if you look carefully, you would realize that our Governor General actually step aside, right? Because the guy is lonely. And the entire opposition forces, they are lonely. If you watch that video carefully, you realize even those investors and folks within the diplomatic corps and so on, they don't want anything to do with that individual. You reckon, you realize, you observe that? Let me play it again. I mean, just the body language, just the reaction, like something evil, something bad is coming. She just step aside. She just move. She looked and she moved on the side. She doesn't want to be tainted. She doesn't want to be around that again. That is the sense I get from looking at that video. But clearly, he's isolated. He's lonely. And the majority of people on his side, they too are lonely because they're out there complaining, grinding, groaning, peddling lies, disinformation, misinformation, attacking people personally. And the rest of Grenada is moving forward. The rest of Grenada is just looking at this country and want good for Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. And that is why the theme song for our 50th independence celebration is really powerful.
If I take time and I write down all the things that I love on my island, best believe my list gon' be like 5 miles long. Best believe it's love that makes me sing this song. The cleanest breeze on the waters, friendly people meet in every corner. Togetherness and love is what we stand for. We stand for. We stand for.
Oh, island in the sun. Look at how we've grown, how far we've run. 50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. We're going higher. 50 years we're blessed with forged and fire. Still reaching for more. Going up, going up, 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 up. Going up, going up, going up, 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 up.
We're going higher, going higher, as we aspire, build and fantastic one people together.
Bang, bang, bang.
It's only up from
It take time to reminisce on the richness of our history from the beginning. From the people who came through sugar and change, emancipation to revolution. More than the speck up on the globe, more than the ice cream and gold, much more than the nutmeg and the clove. Tell the world we are Grenadians.
So we continue to to go up and up and up, advance as a people, develop as a people, and that is what you want for Grenada and for the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and the PT Martinique. There will come a time when the politics will be the hottest thing around. There will come a time when campaigning, and trying to get elected or re-elected, that will come around. But for now, let's build our country. Let's develop our country. Let's support what's good for our country. Let us applaud the good things that are happening for Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. Not every time you have to go into this petty political rant and rave and all this nonsense. Grenada belongs to all of us. We have a part to play if we want to see Grenada move forward. And you might underestimate your role in the whole developmental process, in the whole transformation process. Grenadians want good things for this place. And they're fed up with Keith Mitchell and the NNP old style of politics. They're fed up with that. If something is good, come out and acknowledge that it's good. So, for example, the minimum wage order will come into effect January the 1st, 2024. Workers who are being exploited in some instances, who are working for very little, although they're working hard, they will get more for their labor. The NNP should be the first to come out and acknowledge that. But no, they will not, because they believe they're going to look bad. They will look bad in the eyes of the Grenadian people because they fail for 23 years and a half to adjust the minimum wage for our people, even if the law says that every 3 years it should be adjusted. So they're afraid to man up and come out and accept the fact that you didn't do it. This team of men and women, they're doing it because they want good for the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. And I am really, really happy for a lot of the folks who this would impact in a positive way. I want to also say to you, the NNP to date has not put forward one good recommendation, one good suggestion, one plan, one thing that the government can grab onto and transform a community, homes, people, nothing like that. All they do is criticize, all they do is attack the government. People are fed up of that. People have reached the point, young people are fed up of that. I read comments on different platforms. I listen to different programs. People are tired of that nonsense. They want Grenada to be, like a Singapore. And people will get even more fed up come 2024 because we're heading into 50 years as a nation. We want good for this place. So people will get even more patriotic and they want to see good things happen in this place. So the NNP style of politics is one that would keep them where they are. They never thought that they were going to lose the election. Huh? They never thought that because they believe by coming out there and talk rubbish, people are going to just go and vote for them. But Grenadians want substance over hype. You have to come with your plans and your programs. What do you intend to do to transform the lives of our people, to make things better for our people? For example, when the gas price going up, they out there bumping their gum, saying all kind of things about cost of living and the high fuel prices and so on. Now the price is going down, significantly so. You ain't hearing them. You ain't hearing a word from them. Because why? They're just fixated on the negativity, the negative things. They want to hear bad news. They just want to hear something bad about Grenada, about the government, about some minister of government, about some department, about something. They just want bad news. But I'm happy that things are looking good for our country. I'm happy that the majority of the population is happy with the way the country is being managed and the direction we are going in. We have a very youthful population. They follow things keenly. They're not like the folks of old. In fact, you hear about the seed program and folks having to get a card to swipe or to access the money. Those NNP surrogates already jump on that. They vex, they angry. But we are moving forward as a nation. We cannot be stuck where you have to go stand in some line in some hot sun for $200. If you go around the Caribbean, the people who are receiving this assistance, they get a card and they can access it. They can buy food with it. They can pay for water, electricity, their bills and so on with that. That's what is done throughout. So you don't have people go in and stand and wait for $200 or $300 or $500 or whatever. You get a card with it on it. That's the way to go. Embrace technology. Embrace newness. Because the NNP taught you all to just remain the same way. Poor, not only physically, but mentally. Vulnerable, totally. Right? That is how they taught these people. They just cannot be classy. Today I got a lift with a friend. And, it's a businesswoman, young woman. And she said she loved to see how things are going in the country and how things are being done. There's a level of class and decency to it. It's not no Vike old thing. It's different. That is what you want to see in many facets of society. Many things that you're doing, you have to add some spice to it. Make it good, make it nice. If you can't do it good, don't do it. But if you're doing it, do it well. So that people will talk about it months and years from today. And I think that's the point she was sending home. Right? I am simply saying we want good for Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. And we are on that path to greatness, to transformation. The NNP is criticizing the fact that the NDC decided to build a climate-smart teaching hospital facility. They have all kinds of things to say. Well, the lands that they're using could be used for agricultural purposes, and it's too much of land. And look, it's not about the building, but it's about X and it's about Y, and they're so accustomed to criticizing, they don't even know why they're criticizing the thing. I spoke to a couple of colleagues, and they said to me, Kem Jones, we have to choose whether we go to the United States or to the United Kingdom to do practicum, right? The practical aspect of their training. So you want to become a doctor, you do the tertiary aspect, the classroom kind of vibes, and then you do the practical for 2 years or 3 years. Normally, the students will leave Grenada, so the guest houses, the apartments, the Airbnb, wherever they're living, that would become vacant. So that tenant would not have, or that landlord would not have that tenant occupying that room. So you would lose that rent. And you may have a mortgage, you may have things to handle with that rent. Then you have the supermarkets who depend on these people coming and buy food and buy stuff. You have the nightclubs, you have the buses, it's a trickle-down effect. But they cannot see that. So if you have a teaching hospital facility, specialists, doctors will come to teach these people, and they will love and want to do it with real cases where surgeries will be done, where stuff will be done. So our people will benefit, where instead of traveling to other islands or countries to get medical attention, you'll be able to get right here. And then people with apartments, supermarkets, nightclubs, just name it, businesses, they will be positively impacted because the folks will remain right here for an additional 2 years or 3 years. So some of these people just don't have the vision, or maybe they know, but they're just plain dumb. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Also, I would love to see what is taking place in St. George's, where they designate 2 streets for selling of stuff around this time, that they designate 1 area in St. George's for all the street vendors. You see, when you walk in St. George's now, how it feels with all these people on the streets, and ban those folks with cats, and you go there and you sell your stuff there. Nowhere else, even if it would cause a little problem for traffic over time, but you have these people in that space and no one else could be added. Find somewhere like that for them and make it law that no one sells anything on the streets of St. George's, and fix the sidewalks properly, modernize it. It's time. I would love to see that happen. Also on the Carenage, I would love to see, just as they are putting the lights on the Carenage, it looks nice, but the actual sidewalk on the Carenage, they need to fix that. And all the ropes and all the irons and all that kind of stuff that the boats tie onto, you got to remove that from there. Some of these boats, you got to get somewhere for them in Boucherjou or Grand Mall or that kind of area, Grand Mall. Get a place there for them. Build something there for them so that they can move to that direction, right? And beautify the Carenage. Fix the sidewalks there. Get railings if you have to. Extend with boardwalks and so on. We have to have the vision to do things differently, right? So we are on the right path. I applaud the government. I love what they're doing. They need to continue to make some of the tougher decisions and some bold moves. Cost it what some people may say, but you got to do it. Just go ahead and do it, right? If you walk through St. George's, you got to be a different feel because the sidewalks are free. And clean all in front of Andal and clean all in front of those areas and put everybody one place and fix the sidewalks, modernize it so that the visually impaired can use it without having problems. Name the streets of St. George's. Even if you have to number the buildings if you have to, so be it. And name the streets so people can find their way easily. We need to move to that direction. We need to do that. So we need visionaries, and I think we have an administration who understands, who are visionaries, who are willing to do things differently. That should happen as we move forward. So quite a bit is happening. I'm excited about Grenada and what it would look like in the next couple of years, right? Make St. George's a no smoking zone. Make St. George's a green city where you have a lot of solar stuff being used to generate electricity, right? Make St. George's an anti-littering capital or a place where you can't litter, period. Not even spit, much less to throw something on the ground. That would be nice. Step it up. Step it up a bit. I would love to see that happen. We need to go into that direction, right? All the drains, you got to cover the drains so that people would not fall in them. There are some things that could be done within St. George's to enhance it, to better it, right? All the business places who put in out all the garbage at a certain time, ban that, stop that, change that. Let them make provisions for that, to get the garbage to X, Y, and Z, or a specific time for that. When the truck comes, then you put it out. We got to move into that direction. A lot needs to happen as we move forward as a country. We have to do things differently, people. Some people may not like it, but let them deal with their conscience over time. All right? I want to say that this program is funded by people just like you. And what I have noticed, because I have the event coming up, there are people who would give to the program to keep it going, but because they purchase a ticket or two or three or four, they're more focused on that, purchasing the tickets to come to the event. The event is just one event. All right? And the program itself needs to continue every month. And this program is funded by people just like you, who send something via MoneyGram, send something via Western Union, or you see me in person, you call me up and you give something to the program to pay the bills, to keep things going. For the last 2-3 months, what I've realized is that people are more focused on the event, right? Giving towards the event, buying a ticket or two. Really and truly, after this event, not much profit will come out of that, right? Not much profit will come out of that particular event. I can tell you that. Just want to make sure that it happens and it's really nice and people can talk about it down the road, all right? But I'm saying that the program itself needs to continue. So if you are accustomed to giving to the program, or if you're new and you want to give to the program, you can. Same WhatsApp number, same method. I send you the information, you send it via Western Union or MoneyGram, because the program itself needs to continue. Every month, we need to find $8,000 something, $9,000 something to keep this program going. And if we have to find the money or deep somewhere else to get the money, right, from tickets or other things to get that money to meet the commitments at the end of the month, then what would happen? It would affect the profit outcome, or whatever you want to call it, of the event, right? So quite a number of people, they're more about buying a ticket or two and they would come to the event. But when it comes to pledging and giving to the program and continue giving, or new people giving to keep the program going, we're not seeing that happening as normal. So for example, we are closer to the end of the year, right? So normally I would take a break. I'll do the program, the pledge around this time, take a break and just forget about it until January, right? But again, I'm making that appeal to folks. Make that pledge to keep the program going, because I don't do ads or corporate partners. In fact, a number of people have reached out to me to do ads and promote. I would not do that. Anytime I have to do that, then I would not be on air, because whoever pays the piper calls the tune. And I don't want anybody to call any tune here except the people of the program. You, the people. This is a people-centered program with a difference. So I want to urge you to give financially to keep the program going, because for the last 2-3 months, we have not seen what we normally would see, because folks are more focused on buying a ticket or two to the event, right? So I want to urge you, give financially. I don't want to have ads and some business place ads and all kind of stupidness on this program, right? I don't want that, because the minute time they start to give you ads and pay to keep your program going, then one day they say, I don't want you to say that. I don't want to hear you say that. You can't say this and you can't say that. And once they pull the plug on you, then the program falls flat. All right? So again, I want to urge you, give to the program to keep it going. It's all good to say, Kema supporting you, Kema praying for you, Kema like the program. Give financially to the program to keep it afloat. Come end the month, or even before the month end, we have bills to pay, we have commitments to meet, right? And I know some people are stretched. I could tell you that. But still, I urge you, the new people, those who are accustomed, who could make it, please give towards the program to keep it going. This program is different from the other programs. The other programs on radio, they're paid for by ads and promo and so on. This one, we don't do it. For the last 9 years straight, I depend on you to keep the program going. All right? So I want to wish you all the best. Have a wonderful night. I will be back with you tomorrow, God's willing, starting at 8 a.m. to continue that journey, because I'm not taking a break this time wrong as I did for the last 2 or 3 years. Many a times I would just take a break, but I'm not going to do that, because the budget presentation was recently, and the opposition forces, they are concocting stories, they are attacking they're doing all kinds of stuff to kill the hype, the vibes, the whole celebration of this great budget presentation. So we have to be out here to do that work, to keep it alive, right? To don't make it die, so that people will know about the good things that is coming, the good things that are coming for people in 2024. So it's tactical, it's strategic, all right? So I want to wish you all the best. Have a wonderful night. I will be back with you tomorrow, God's willing, starting from 8